Good morning. It is 6:58 a.m. on Thursday, July 29th, 2021. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. I've actually been up almost an hour. I got kind of distracted because I put on the Unspooled podcast episode for Men in Black, which I watched last night. This is the newest episode, and so I was just kind of listening to that, and that got me distracted, idly doing a few other things instead of sitting down to do the video here. Men in Black, I think, it's still very good. I liked it quite a lot, and in particular, as I posted on Twitter last night, Vincent D'Onofrio as the alien wearing the Edgar suit. Uh, the physical comedy of that performance is incredible. It's just one of my favorite physical comedy performances of all time, for sure, by a wide margin. It's just so good. And obviously, Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith are great. I think that there was in this watch, like the movie holds together in a pretty solid way. I did sort of react this time that there, like some of the jokes actually that I remember laughing at as a kid, but just still feel like a little bit sloppy. Like by and large, the movie does occasionally try to step in and establish sort of an attitude about the um, the alien characters in the sense that like your own, they only get in trouble if they're doing bad, dangerous things, whereas there's a lot of them that are just trying to get by, and and then occasionally playing with the idea of like, well, that guy looks weird, so he must be an alien, but it's actually the perfectly ordinary looking pug dog next to him that's the alien, right? Um, but uh, but then there's also occasionally jokes like one towards the end where they're saying that there's a setup related to the idea that Dennis Rodman is an alien, and then the response is, "Really? Not much of a disguise?" And it's like, okay, well, Dennis Rodman's an easy target for being a little weird and all that, but like it's not even so much the idea of let's make fun of a weird looking person, but it's like also sort of a sloppy joke because you're simultaneously trying to make the joke that wow, I didn't know that, and also his disguise is not very good. But if his disguise is not good, then why are you surprised then? Anyway, like that. So there was more things than I remembered that you could like nitpick little stuff like that. But those are minor irritations in an otherwise pretty solid film that contains one of the greatest physical comedy performances of all time. Um, yeah, I mean, obviously we like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, but Vincent D'Onofrio in that movie, it's just incredible. And I remembered putting on the movie that was my favorite part, and then sure enough, yep, like, mm-hmm. I also really like about that movie that there's several times where it really just it takes time to let a joke kind of simmer and to not cut away too quickly. Like for example, there's the cool action sequence where the fancy car that they're in, you push the button and it turns into a supercar and it can drive up or upside down on the top of the tunnel. Um, but the joke that you know Kay, played by Tommy Lee Jones, tells Jay, played by Will Smith, that he should put on his seatbelt before they do that, and he doesn't. And so he wasn't wearing his seatbelt when the car goes upside down, and so now he's like on his head on the roof of the car, and he's kind of awkwardly trying to deal with that uncomfortable position at the same time that Tommy Lee Jones puts on some Elvis Presley music and is just enjoying driving along the top of the tunnel. And the movie just holds on that moment for a while. And I don't know, I like that sort of pace of humor. It's good. Um, Gosh, I ended up talking about that longer than I was really planning to. Enough so that I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here, and I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.